Merry Christmas. Hope you guys had a good trip down. Fire away.
Shane, obviously kind of a revamped that chart. But how much does that play into adjusting the playbook? I mean, a little, not a lot at all. What do you have to do to?
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, we're down. Well, there's 4 tight ends that played in the Clemson game, and 3 of them aren't here right now. So to say that we're going to be able to do 2 tight end sets is very irresponsible to say, and to think that we're going to be able to play Nate Atkins every single play of the game. So certainly it limits what you can do, if anything, out of 2 tight end sets, because we really don't have a second tight end. So that changes things. But then again, everything that we install and put in offensively, we try and do conceptually, where multiple guys can do multiple things. So you may see a lot of the same plays, but just with different people doing it. And then again, at the same time, it's you got to be creative. We were in a bind last year as well in that bowl game, and didn't have a couple running backs and didn't have a couple quarterbacks, and I had some guys out with COVID. I mean, there was all kinds of stuff going on last year. So find a way.
How are Van and Brooks? What are their status?
Van is not here right now. He won't play this week. Brooks, doubtful. Still working through some things off the field.
You decided to just gonna call plays, and
I have, but I'm not telling you guys. But again, it's a group effort. Everything that we put in, we've been working on as an offense all month, and the offensive staff is putting the game plan together, and the play calling part of it to me gets is a little overrated in the sense that you've decided on a lot of what you're doing during the week and during the prep, and obviously you got to have a feel for calling plays on game day and things like that. But we got good coaches on that offense and good players, and it's up to us to put together a good plan for them.
Chris, you having a film on Tyler Buckner to get a feel for?
Not much. No, not much.
2 games enough?
Yeah, not really. You go back and you see the 2 games, and you see he's a really talented quarterback, and Drew Pine's a really talented quarterback, and they made Tyler the starter to start the season, so that kind of tells you everything you need to know. You see his athleticism, being able to run, so we've got to do a great job with the quarterback run game. You see the athleticism and his ability to throw the football, for sure. But no, it's not a lot. You got to go back, and we've done this with him and the backup quarterback. Go back and watch high school tape even, just to analyze and watch them as players. But he's a talented guy. You're not named the starting quarterback for game 1 at Notre Dame if you're not a talented quarterback.
And the same thing goes to the tight end position. I mean, Notre Dame's sent an awful lot of tight ends to the NFL.
Yeah.
So is the guy behind Mayer look like?
I'd say they're all good. I mean, you're right. Every single year it seems like Notre Dame's got a big NFL prototype tight end, and obviously he was a really productive guy and a weapon in their passing game that they targeted an unbelievable amount of times. So that's certainly a big loss for him. But they've got capable tight ends for sure. It's not like we don't have the bodies right now. They've got the bodies at tight end. They just don't have the experience that maybe the other guy did for them.
Shane, I realize that Pup Howard's out here practicing. Is he eligible to play?
Just practice. Sorry, my shoes on thing. Just practice. He's out here. We gave him the option, and he's a football player, man. So he just wanted to come out here and practice.
And what about Anthony Rose? Is he eligible?
He's eligible.
Do you think he might get out there?
I do. Yeah.
With the practices as a whole for the bowl, how would you characterize how things have gone just kind of across the board last night?
Really good. Really good. I've really been proud of them. We told them, I think I told you guys this, we told the players in the first team meeting that if you're in this room, you're telling us that this bowl game is really, really important to you. And the way they've practiced and the way they've handled themselves has shown me that. It's been some of the, even going back to Columbia, like the ones, once you get down here, it's exciting, you're at the bowl site and all that, but the ones in Columbia when exams are over and Christmas is coming up and you're the only people in town or the only people on campus, those are the ones that some places I've seen that just drag and sometimes they're not good, but that wasn't the case with our guys this year. They were awesome. It was actually some of the most fun and energetic and competitive practices that we've had all season. They've practiced the right way, that's for sure.
Shane, from that right tackle position, what have you seen from Payson, and how do you balance maybe giving Tyshawn that opportunity you're seeing that you haven't?
Yeah, we've rotated those offensive linemen quite a bit this year, and we've played 7-8 every game, and certainly Tyshawn was a starter in 2021, and we feel like he's a starter in 2022. So he's a talented player. And then Kaysen's a guy that he's really gotten better every single week in practice. And, he's a guy, you're only allowed to take 70 players to every away game. We traveled Kaysen to every away game this year because he was that close to playing. Plus, we would actually spend some extra time with him on the road trips and just get some extra meeting time and things like that and take advantage of that. But he's a guy that I think is going to be a really, really, really good player for us as he moves forward in his career. And he's a guy that has really gotten better as this year's gone on as well, and we've got a ton of confidence in him.
How's CBS at running back? Is he 100% full go?
Yeah, I don't want to say he's 100%, but he's full go. He did everything today, David. In Columbia, he was a little bit limited where we were just kind of building him up each day, but he was 100% full go today. There's nothing we held him out of. And, he may tell you his body feels 100%, I don't know, but as far as being cleared to do everything, yes, he did everything today.
And with Carroll out behind him, what's the depth look like that position?
Juju, CBS, and Rashad Amos would be the top three right now. And then after that, you got to get creative.
How about your defensive end? You're down a couple starters there. You had some young guys rotate. We've seen from the Brian Thomas Jr.'s, the Hot Rock Fitness, those guys this week.
Yeah, those are also guys. Brian's continued to get better, played for us this year. Obviously, when Jordan Strawn went out in game one, that elevated Brian's role pretty quickly, and he's a guy that can really rush the passer and has gotten better. Hot Rod's a solid guy, veteran guy as well. So, obviously we were thin at that position going into the season. Then we got really thin when Jordan Strawn got hurt. Then we got really, 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 really thin with what's happened over the last couple of weeks. But, that's okay. We got good players, and it's the next man up.
With that, you've had some defensive. I mean, you've had a lot of defensive backs that have played, young defensive backs that have played this year. You got some more guys in that position now with Cam and Rush not playing. I guess, what have you seen from that group? How did they kind of take and do that?
The young DBs?
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing. We play a lot of defensive backs during games anyway, whether it be nickel packages, dime packages, or packages with even 7 DBs on the field. So we've always tried to rotate a lot of guys. Kawan Banks was in there against Clemson on the key third down. And so he's a guy that has gotten better. And Emery Floyd, Keenan Nelson. We do a lot of, just because you're red shirting doesn't mean we put you to the side and we see you in spring practice. We spend a lot of time during the season trying to develop guys and getting a lot of good on good work against our offense and defense. And those guys have utilized it and have gotten better. And Torian's done a great job coaching all those guys up. And last year I guess we played this game without Cam and whoever else was out there. I know we were down some DBs, but Isaiah Norris was a guy that played in the bowl game last year as well. So they've gotten experience, and we'll need them this week.
Signed a couple guys since we spoke to you last. Could you speak to Norris Sellers and Bakari Smith?
Yeah, 2 really, really, really good players. Bakari, talented athlete. Defensive back, wide receiver. We think he's got a chance to be big time, kind of like when I think I talked to you guys about Jalen Kilgore and how every week when I watched his tape, he was just making all kinds of plays in all 3 phases. That's the same thing with Bakari as well. We're really excited about him. And then Lenoris is a guy, what can you say? He had a special senior season as a quarterback this year. He was a guy that obviously, I guess, he had some injuries his junior year. We had him, his team came over. Coach Marlowe brought his team over for our 7-on-7 camp this past summer, and we watched him in camp, and we're just blown away by some of the plays he made in camp in competitive 7-on-7 settings. And then we told him that day, look, we want to watch your tape, and at that point, we didn't have a bunch of quarterback offers out there. I think there was one that ended up going somewhere else, and then we watched Lenoris's tape each week throughout the season, and every week he was just lighting people up. And I think he's got a really big future in front of him, and great young man, and ton of respect for him. Obviously, he wanted to handle the situation with Syracuse the right way, and felt a great sense of loyalty to those guys, which I respect. And he had a hard time telling Syracuse no. And I have respect for that. He just wanted to do things the right way, but certainly circumstances changed at Syracuse with some changes on their coaching staff, and circumstances changed at our place as well. And excited that he's going to stay in state, and appreciate Marquis Anderson and Montague and those guys recruiting the what out of him at the Shrine Bowl too. From what they were telling me, they were texting me all week, during letting me know all the recruiting stuff they were doing up there too.
How much do you obviously can do a lot of different things on both sides. What do you kind of foresee his role looking like when he gets in?
With Vicari starting out at defensive back and then kind of going from there, the more you can do, the better. But for us, we think he's got a chance to be a really, really talented defensive back. And, certainly there's no question what he can do with the ball in his hands and in the return game and things like that as well. But he's a really good football player, but we'll start him at defensive back and then kind of go from there.
Any other transfers you can speak about right now? Or?
I don't think so. I'll be honest with you. I don't even know if anybody else has announced or said anything, so I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. But I don't think so. When do I see you guys again? Press conference 2 days from now? Probably then. I'll probably have some more information for you.
What was with the shorts practice? What went into that decision?
I always wear them. They're getting soft. No, I always wear them. I think I wore pants to one practice this year, and somebody asked me what was wrong and why am I wearing pants. So after the cold weather in South Carolina, this is like a heat wave down here today. So the sun came out. If it had been cloudy and windy, it might have rethought it. And honestly, that thing I didn't pack sweatpants, so I had to wear shorts anyway. I'm wearing these, but this is just what I'm wearing around the hotel. As far as the bag I had for practice, I didn't have any long pants on them, but I'm a shorts guy.
What's on the schedule this afternoon?
For coaches, work. We'll go back and watch the practice tape and get ready for practice tomorrow. Players actually have the afternoon off. The Gator Bowls, they do a great job of balancing, giving the players free time and then also activities. So they don't have any activities today. So for them, I'm sure, they were up this morning. They had to be downstairs at 7:15 this morning. So I'm sure for some of them it'll be a nap. Enjoy the beach, whatever else is going on out there today, but not much. Today's kind of a low-key day, and then they got the night free, and coach and staff are doing a little staff dinner at a local restaurant tonight, and that's about it. Get ready to go again tomorrow.